You guys might be wondering, or maybe not wondering at all, but what do I do in Trove? So since there's nothing to catch up mastery-wise, I don't really have a whole lot to do, but we currently have this event going on, the Spring Sting stuff. So in my off time, whenever I'm not like recording a video or anything, I'll farm the 3-star dungeons for either the new mount wings or the ally, and I can sell that later for flux, so I'll just have that as an option. But that is event specific. What about like right now? And right now, if there's like nothing going on, so far this is the loop that I go with. So on Mondays specifically, I do depth style farming, and I do this mainly because you get the bonus amount of soul of the depths when you're farming on Monday. Don't know why it's like that, but they've made it like that since the beginning of this update. And eventually I do want to max out all of my classes, so that's why I just do them. Obviously it probably won't happen in my lifetime if we're going at the rate we're going at now, but it's something to do. It's something I want to do because I want to get the soul to depths. They're untreatable, and delves is going to be the way to do it, specifically the depths delve. So I host those on Monday, and whenever it's not a Monday, I'll do some 5-star farming. So I'll just host it, I'll try to get a group going, and it doesn't really matter how many people end up joining, I'll still host it. And I do want to get those encrusted runic trunk boxes, so that is why I host these on my stream as well. So in my free time, I'll just do this, try to farm some boxes, and I do that whenever there's nothing else for me to farm. So if it's not a Monday, just any other day of the week. And I do stream pretty often, so if you ever need somebody hosting D15s, D15 5 farms, then I got you. But I mainly do it just to farm those runic encrusted trunks, which contain materials for mystic gear that I do want to get, and just other various things that are untreatable that I'd rather have, just in case a new update requires it. And for the most part, those are the main two things that I do in Trove. If I do need flux, there's a couple things I could do to farm for that, which you can just refer to my flux guide video, but it's mainly I just take things from that, or I might just go and sell something that I already have in my personal chest, or other items that I've gotten from Luxie, and I can just start selling whatever pretty much. And if I'm not going for flux, the other thing I might do is just farm in D14 if I need some gem boxes. And if you don't know, we're getting that new class at some point, so I pretty much just try to stay prepared if we get like a new class, or if they're gonna give us something more gem related, so a new gem update, which Mystic Gear, eventually that's gonna happen. And if you're watching this from the future, then we already have it, or we got some other variation, or something happened to gems. But just so I have stuff, I try to farm the gem boxes in case I ever need the dust or anything like that. And I do try to keep up with my contests, because obviously I do want the time-gated resources. Even though I don't need empowered gem boxes, I still go for those. Same with the Bound Brilliance. I don't need them, but I like to have them in case I do need them. And I like doing these things specifically, so getting the luck bugs and all that stuff for the gem leveling, because I can just convert these into 9th lives. And it's just nice to have because they're untradeable, and who knows, maybe in the future the devs will add some item that requires a certain amount of these, which I hope they don't do, but it is a possibility. Because if they're crazy enough to add something like this, if we go to the costumes, we have this over here that requires 3 Starfire Dragon Egg fragments. There's another costume that also requires it. Why this is a thing, I have no idea. But this is the main reason why I like to collect stuff, especially the untradeable stuff, just so I don't have to run into this issue over here. And also, I finally hit over 100 Starfire Dragon Egg fragments, so that's also massive. But I have to say, a lot of this came from when Delves first came out, because you're able to farm a ton of these fast. So I want to say maybe about 20 to 30 of them. But that's besides the point. So I like to collect stuff. So that's the other thing that I like to do in my free time. And apart from like going on alt accounts, leveling up those, just working on them, the main thing is just keeping up with mastery, because I do want to go for the highest amount of power rank possible, but I prioritize mastery first. So if there's anything mastery related, or if there's something coming out that is mastery related, I try to get everything I can for that. But as of right now, the Luxian update, I'm missing the dragon. At the time of me recording this, I just have to wait until it comes out for me to farm it, but there isn't really anything I can do to help myself farm it, so I'll have to wait. And for future packs and stuff like that, like right now I'm low on credits, so later on I'm just gonna go farm flux to buy credit pouches off the marketplace. And for the most part, that's all I do in Trove. And the cool thing is that while I'm on my alt account, or while I'm just streaming or just casually playing the game, I try to put myself in maybe your guys' position, whether you're a new player, mid-game player, end-game player. And that's kind of how I come up with some of my video ideas. The difficult tasks that you guys have to go through, I try to see like what is the best way to farm a specific thing, and I'll just pretty much make a video on that. There is a lot to talk about with Trove, but at the end of the day, it's just mainly building up your character and then just farming mastery stuff on the side. And something that's like underrated that you guys could do, maybe it'll be a waste of time, maybe it can be something good, is if you were to farm or maybe even buy out and just have like a bunch of one specific item. I guess you can branch out to other ones, but this comes in handy a ton when a specific event comes around. Because for example, specific events might ask for a random plant item, for example. So as you can see, I have a bunch of purple on me, and then I have some other stuff just in case we might need them. So in preparation, I mean, this could be like I don't know, many months, a very long time into the future, they might not even appear at all, but you might have the item, somebody might need that item for the event, and you can just start selling them. Or later on in the future, an update might roll around where a specific item is needed and you might have that item. So whenever the update drops, you can start selling that item in bulk, and in trade chat you can just say that you have it and you can just sell it, and you can make a ton of flux that way. So that's another thing that I do like to work on. And yeah, for the most part, there isn't a whole lot else. Like, obviously I do my weeklies and dailies if I can, and I try to do them on my alt accounts, but a lot of what I do in Trove is just kind of keeping up with the game. And the biggest thing is don't let the game get ahead of yourself. So when you're first starting out, it does feel super overwhelming. There's a ton of items to go for, but eventually as you continue farming, playing the game, you'll be caught up and you can go above and beyond and get stuff in the game where you'll already be ready whenever the update rolls around. Obviously there's like newer items that also come around, so you'll have to farm those, but just try to keep up with the game. That's what I do, and that is pretty much it. Let me know what you guys do in the comments down below, whether you farm for something specific or if you just don't play Trove at all anymore. Curious on what you guys do, and as always, thank you all so much for listening, watching, viewing, and subscribing, and I'll talk to you guys later.